Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I want to share with you a brilliant attacking game played by Emil Kramer. Kramer is on the black side and his opponent is Aleksandar Nicifor. The game was played in 1921 in Celje, which is a town in Slovenia. But before starting our video, consider subscribing to my channel and also press that bell button in order to get notified about new uploads. And now, without further ado, let's get started with our game and see what happened on the board. Nicifor opened up with e4 and Kramer responded with e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, we have the Ruy Lopez knight f6, black is choosing the Berlin defense, and knight c3. White is transforming the game into 4 knights game Spanish variation. In here, of course, black can go for bishop b4, choose the symmetrical variation, or play bishop d6 or knight d4. In our game we have bishop c5. Here white captured on e5 with the idea of if knight takes e5 then d4, winning back the piece, but after knight takes e5, black played knight d4, bishop e2, which looks somewhat dubious. Well, there was no need to move that bishop. Instead, white could simply castle kingside, or moving back the bishop on c4 is even better. This c4 is a more active square for the bishop, but in our game we have bishop e2. Here black castled kingside, d3, d5, bishop g5, rook e8. Black is attacking white knight. Knight goes back on f3, after which Emil Kramer landed a heavy punch and he went for a very interesting knight takes e4 move. With this move he's going for a queen sacrifice, but accepting the queen sacrifice can be very dangerous because after knight takes f3 check, now if you play g takes f3 then your king can even get checkmate hit, or after knight takes f3 check, if you play bishop takes f3 then black can announce a discovered check, and then yes, once white is losing his queen, this is going to be winning for black. Black has an extra piece. Let's go back in our game. After knight takes e4, white played knight takes e4, which is a mistake. In here it was better to play d takes e4. If knight takes f3 check, then bishop takes f3, and if queen takes g5, then queen takes d5. If queen e7, then white can castle kingside. White has an extra pawn, but the engine is evaluating the position as equal. The bishop pair compensates the absence of a pawn. Let's go back, but in our game after knight takes e4 we have knight takes e4, which is a mistake. Here we have d takes e4. Still black is insisting on sacrificing his queen, and at this point already, yes, white should go for it, otherwise white can suffer heavy losses, and Aleksandar Nicifor accepted the queen sacrifice, and we have e takes f3. And now the vulnerability of this e-file is going to play an essential role. Here g takes f3 can be met with knight takes f3 check, and a similar checkmate we have already seen in one of our lines. That's why after e takes f3, white moved back his bishop on h4. By the way, I have to tell you that castling also won't allow to solve his problems because of this f takes e2 move, and again black's position is totally winning. Let's go back. In our game we have bishop h4 and f takes g2. Suddenly this pawn became very dangerous, right? Right now black is not only attacking the rook, but also is threatening knight f3 checkmate. For example, if rook g1, then knight f3 checkmate can follow. That's why white decided to move away his king from this dangerous e-file, but did it in the cost of losing his rook as well. We have g takes h1 queen, queen takes h1, and rook takes e2. This is a total destruction, guys. You can't even play a move like king c3 because of this. Rook takes c2 checkmate, right? After rook takes e2, if we have a look at the board, black has a rook, 2 minor pieces against the queen, and black's position is actually totally winning because white king is in danger. King d1 was played. Meanwhile, We have bishop g4. The black is developing his bishop and is putting it on an aggressive attacking square. And though this allows white to play queen takes b7, but of course there is nothing wrong. That's just a pawn. Rook takes c2, discover check. King e1, rook e8 check. And there it goes. Black is starting to harass white king. King g1, knight e2 check. King h1, knight c1. The knight is blocking the first rank and the threat is rook e1 checkmate f4. White is opening up the bishop's diagonal in order to control that square, but now comes rook e2. What's going on, guys? Just no way to stop black pieces. Queen b8 check, bishop f8, bishop g3. White is covering the h2 square, but now comes rook d2, this time with the threat of rook d1 check. Queen takes a7, a desperate attempt. White could already resign long time ago, but decided to play up to the checkmate, and we have it, guys. Bishop g2 checkmate. What a brutal, I would rather call this a sadistic checkmate. Look at this, guys. First, black went for a queen sacrifice on move 9 and then unleash an unstoppable attack. What a game. Well, in the end, let's also solve a chess puzzle. The task is actually very easy. You have to find that winning move for black. It's black to move, and I will wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. In the end, here are more suggestions for you. Feel free to check them out as well. I will see you in my next video. Take care.